So, a little while back, Nintendo announced the Nintendo Switch OLED, which is just a slight upgrade to the regular Nintendo Switch. Personally, I didn't really feel like making a video on it because I just don't have that much to say about it. I mean, all it's really done is make the screen slightly better and have built-in LAN support, which I'm not really interested in. Also, you kind of already have that with the original Switch with an adapter, so... However, I'm going to talk about it now for one specific reason. There is now a competitor to the Nintendo Switch. See, up to this point, Nintendo wasn't really battling against Xbox or PlayStation with their newest system. In fact, if you look at the sales numbers, they've been beating both of their new systems. Heck, I'm pretty sure when this isn't released, it still beat them. I'm not 100% sure on that, but if it didn't beat them, it got pretty darn close. And for a lot of the time, this is how it's always really been with Nintendo's handhelds. There's rarely ever been a competitor. And even when there is, it's not really a competitor. You had your Sega Game Gear, which was a massive brick. Your PSP and PS Vita, that got close, but even then, Nintendo was still able to beat it with the DS, which had just about better graphics than Game Boy Advance. Recently, Steam has made another system. Now, they've tried doing this before to... It was a giant flop, what they tried before. However, now they realize that what they should have been doing is something different. Before, they're trying to compete with your Xbox and your PlayStation, which didn't work. But now they're competing with a much different and much less populated area with handhelds. This new system, dubbed the Steam Deck, while yes, it is massive, it is very powerful, and it only costs 50 more than your Switch OLED, which might I add is already just 50 more than the regular Nintendo Switch. Now see, the reason why this thing is very, very cool is that it'll be able to connect to your Steam library and give you all the games you already have on that. So if you don't use Steam all too often, maybe you've only grabbed 1 or 2 titles, yes, it won't be that big of a deal, but even then, it still is. Go into Steam and you will find constant, and when I say constant, I mean constant deals going on. Big games drop down to 50%, smaller titles that don't cost too much and yet are filled with such high amounts of quality. There's a good variety of stuff on there, mainly because that's where most game creators first go. Steam is such an open platform that, it's perfect for it. I personally have used Steam a fair bit. I have roughly 12 games on it, which isn't the biggest. There are people with way bigger libraries than I have, but for somebody who doesn't really use their PC for playing games all too often, it's decent enough. But suffice to say, with the system coming up, I might look more and more into buying games off this platform. Now, here comes another fun part. You can connect this to a monitor and play it just like the PC. So, it's just like Nintendo Switch, plug it in, bam. It doesn't have a dock, that'll scratch up the screen, sadly. You can use car keys, but it's just not the same. And do you want to hear an even funnier part? So you can essentially just bung Windows on into this thing. And why is that important? Well, first of all, that means titles that can only be found on other stores, or Minecraft, which has to be bought from this one specific website, which, why? You can also get emulators on it. You do want to know why that's funny? This means that this Steam Deck, not developed by Nintendo, will have better backwards compatibility than Nintendo Switch itself. You will be able to play Luigi's Mansion on the go without having to go to the 3DS remake, or on the phone. So overall, yeah, it's looking pretty good. The one issue I have with it is just the button placement seems weird, but at the same time with how large the system is, it's probably better for them to be that way. And besides, in the trailer itself, it looked to work. I mean, the people who are playing the games on there, it seemed to be comfortable enough. So yeah, all in all, I think I might actually try picking this thing up. Maybe even on day one. The thing about other systems getting them day one is that they have such little amounts of stuff to play on them that isn't really worth it. Like, of course, every single system launch will have that one game. Your one specific big exclusive title that everybody will want to play, except Xbox, because theirs had to be delayed like 7 years. But the thing about the Steam Deck is that it's already got a bunch of games on it. Buying it day one, depending on how large your Steam library is, gives you a bunch of options, as well as, of course, put some emulators on there, bam! Buzz inside story on Christ anything but a phone or a Nintendo system. And since there are Nintendo Switch emulators out there, someone's eventually going to find a way to put that onto the Steam Deck. So you can play Nintendo Switch games for free on the go. I've always wanted to do that with my Nintendo Switch. And to all you out there complaining about the lack of Netflix on Nintendo Switch, Steam Deck will have it. And it'll probably have cool Mavs games as well, so run 3 on the go. I'm pretty sure that one has already been ported to mobile, but So yeah, unless a Nintendo Switch Pro materializes out of nowhere to release during the same time, yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna go for the Steam Deck. It'll be good playing some PC titles such as Team Fortress 2 and everything, except this PC. This thing is slow. I mean, that kind of happens when you delete files and shove random ones back in, but it's PC's fault, not mine, I swear. Anyway, if you made it to this point, well done! You have an attention span of something. Like if you enjoyed the video, dislike if you think I'm brain dead, which, do that. And hey, let me know what you think. Not everyone agrees with emulation, which you should. I mean, Nintendo recently has said that if you want to play their old games, you have to buy the old systems and you have to buy the old actual games themselves. So, I don't see it as illegal at this point. Heck, it was never really illegal. It was just kind of made you feel dirty. So anyway, bye-bye, new video probably coming out, I hope. Dear Christ, I hope. Bye-bye.